Dude,
No one's ever ready for the record button to go down till I hit it. Welcome, 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 everybody. Athletics LLC, three of the four tiles are international. Soon, four of the four existing tiles will be international. Um, but welcome as we embark on Worlds. So, if you don't know what you clicked on, Athletics LLC is the name of the game, and you're about to be on a fun ride. So, Clyde, I like that background. Is that new?
Yeah. The university uploaded some new backgrounds. I try to be eclectic with pieces of the campus that we show. Our campus is small, but it is beautiful.
It is. That's cool that they do. I mean, after COVID, I guess that's the thing, right? For your Zoom
Right.
backgrounds to be updated. Yikes. So, Lucius, how are you today, sir? Tonight, welcome to our time zone.
I'm a little fatigued. Traveled all day, and so if I doze off a couple times during the show, please forgive me. Yeah.
We'll shake you,
I'm here.
right? You won't be fined, I promise.
All right, thank you. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
From Marburg to Budapest, how are you today, sir? Tonight.
I'm good. I had to ice my ankle because it was bruised from kicking the living crap out of the Germans.
Oh my gosh.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Ah, yes.
I mean, y'all were just as bad, if not worse.
I know. So he's alluding to Thorpe Cup. We have completed competition, and the USA, both teams for both genders, delivered a good butt whooping. So it was.
I'm gonna need you to say that with a little bit more enthusiasm.
I mean, we kicked some arse. It was even before the last events. It was. We were not touchable. It wasn't going to happen. So
we got concession handshakes prior to the 15 and prior to the 8.
Yeah, they're like, so what's done is done. So it was good stuff.
But it's all like it's always good though. It's fun. It's a fun competition.
No, it is, and everybody's out and competing to win and wreak havoc. But at the end of the day, there's no ill will. Everyone's very appreciative of the competition, for lack of a better way to say it.
Yeah, I mean, the day after the competition, like both teams go together on a canoe ride. So yeah.
And each team is wearing the gift given. So Team Germany looked like Team USA. Team USA looked like Team Germany in different colors. But anyways.
All right.
Yeah, on to the topics.
Yeah, just get right into it. There are these things called conferences at the NCAA.
No.
I know, right?
No, not the topic.
We're not doing that one.
Topic.
You're on Planet X again. I'm sorry.
I'm back. Got it.
So let me help you out.
Yes.
So the 100 200 is a very difficult double at any level, particularly at the World Olympics level. Do we think that Sharika and or Noah have a legitimate shot at pulling off said doubles this year?
For the record, ladies and gentlemen, this shows the importance of paying attention in production meetings.
I wasn't.
Just saying.
At all.
I'm going to just put this out there on the table. In Gainesville, that's a fireable offense. So
it is.
I mean,
it is.
I'm joking. I'm joking because I'll be a meme someplace. It's a joke. Let me stop right now.
I'll jump in there on one side of it, starting with Sharika. I think between the two, Sharika has the better chance to successfully pull off a double gold. She's been on a tear this year. She looks, you could argue she looks the best she's ever looked, for a season. I just think both fields are too stacked for her to actually pull off the double. I think she medals in both easily. I think she probably wins one of the two. But I think given the fact that Gabby Thomas is not running the 100 at all, I'm inclined to take Gabby in the 200 after Shericka has expended herself through the rounds of the 100 and performs whatever she does. I think Gabby ends up with the gold and the deuce. I think Shericka wins the 100. And if we want to talk about the medals behind them, we can definitely do that. But I'll say this. Shericka can lose the 100. And my sleeper pick for losing the 100, if it's not good Shericka Jackson, I'm taking Ta Lou.
I believe that Shericka's going to win them both. I think she's the best one. I think she's had the best season. And they're both, she's coached by Frano now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that we've seen anybody better on the female side of preparing someone to pull off that double, right? And so I just think, a lot of people are putting a lot of stock in what she's done since the Jamaican trials, but that's what the Jamaicans do. They just go on this, it's a money grab, right? And if you watch her jogging 10.9 and jogging 21.9, and don't get me wrong, I think Gabby's going to run well, but Gabby has yet to perform at the level at the championships that Shericka has done. And there's a rumor out there that Gabby might participate in the mixed relay. So that might take something out of her leg. So,
well, we're doing full-blown predictions for the second weekend, right? On next week's show. If Gabby runs the mixed relay, I will readdress this issue.
But I will say this, that for me, for my money, and I'm gonna get some lashback from this for all the Sha'Carri fans. If I'm a betting man, I'm betting on the 100. I'm going Jackson. Never bet against Shelly Ann. So I'm gonna go Jackson, Shelly Ann, and then Toulouse. On the men's side, got no clue. I don't know. I mean, Fred hasn't lost 100 this year. I've heard that he's been training really well. So, he's there's some young boys running pretty good. I just think it's a crapshoot. But if I got to go with anybody, I just think that Fred and Zarnell might be a little bit better than everybody else right now. Zarnell obviously has been a hot one lately. But I go Fred and then Fred and Zarnell, and I don't know who's going to get third. Speaking of knowing the double, Noah's a great athlete, Lance is a great coach, but we were third in our trial. So we got to start better. You just can't give this kind of feel because most of these guys close as well as he does. So.
Well, now, for the record, what was the stated predictions by Noah Lyle?
Oh, you are so petty.
No, I'm not being petty. He said what he said.
9, 6'5", and 1910.
Okay.
I
mean if you
if he does that, then he wins them both. Yeah, if he does that, he wins them both in a laugh, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if he runs either of those, it's going to be a joke. Well, unfortunately, tonight I guess I get to play the role of Captain Chaos. On the women's side, first of all, I don't think Shericka's going to win the double. But I'll say this: if she wins the 100, she's definitely going to win the double.
Ah, okay.
But I don't think she's going to win the double because I'm not betting against the Mommy Rocket. I'm just not. And the person who has looked the best this year to me, right, is Ta Lou. So I'm not saying necessarily Shericka is going to get third, but I don't think she's going to win the 100. And look, I could be completely wrong, and I'm okay with that. But it's just what my gut says. I think she's the best one in the 200, and I'm not going to say it's not close, but I just think she's done what everybody else is trying to do multiple times. Go through the rounds, manage all this and do all that. And I don't think she's going to win the double, but I definitely think she's going to win the 2. And I will say, if she wins 100, there is no way she's not doing the double. Personal opinion.
So I don't blatantly disagree with any of this, right? So, and I'm pretty sure I have this right. Please interrupt me if it's not, because that will destroy the original thought that I had. Sharika's first gold medal was in Oregon in the 200 meters.
Last year.
Correct.
Gabby Thomas obviously was injured last year. Gabby has yet to deliver a gold medal in an individual event either, but prior to Sharika getting it done last year, they were basically in the same space, right? They've been there, they've medaled, they're in the mix, they're highly talented. I feel like Gabby is in a place now where Sharika was last year. She's motivated, she's pissed off, she wants that top spot, and she's clearly good enough to earn it. I agree that Sharika is the better 200-meter runner. And if neither was running the 100, I'd pick Sharika far and clear. The 100 for me is the issue, much like our EP is talking about. Like, I'm picking Sharika out of respect, I guess, but I really think Ty Lue's gonna win it. Like, I just do. She's looked the way she's looked all year. To Sir Lucius's point, Frano is the man behind the scenes with Sharika. Well, John Smith is the man behind the scenes with Ty Lue. And I'll take John. So if you gave us a 1-2-3, Sir Lucius, so I guess I'm gonna have to do the same. I'm gonna change it. I'm Ty Lue, Sharika, and Shelly. And it's not picking against Shelly. Shelly just hasn't been on the scene much this year. I don't know how healthy she actually is. Now, if you tell me she walks out there all the way healthy, well, okay. But I haven't seen that yet. So those are my three for the women. Now,
so I'm going to do just a little bit of revisionist history for you with the women. See, we seem to have forgot that Miss Sharika Jackson was second last year in 1072.
Ain't forget it.
Hold on. But then she came back and ran 21:49.
Yep.
So we're worried about her doubling?
I'm not worried about it.
And she's 1065 already this year. So the double doesn't concern me with her. And again, see, I'm not going to say I don't put any stock, but I don't put a ton of stock into the one-off races that are run in Europe.
Oh, absolutely. I'm with you.
I'm big on who can run the rounds. And the Jamaicans can run the rounds. They've proven that over and over again. Yeah.
Now the men.
Yeah, I think the wild card is Shelly. You're right about that.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Now the men, listen. As a person who steps out early and says big things that I have to back up, I got no problem with what Noah Lyles did. No problem with it. But you better deliver.
This is the topic even about that. I mean,
Noah
said what he said, and anybody that knows. Yeah, no. Like the question wasn't about that. I mean, whether he's going to run 965 and 1910, but yeah.
No. So this is my point. I don't care about the marks per se, but if you step out and say I'm running 965 and 1910, you're saying I'm winning this double. So if he wins the double, it doesn't necessarily have the times. Who cares? But you can't say I'm going to run these marks and then go out there and lose. That can't happen. So
I wanted to get to the men's side from my perspective. Like, the men's side is very interesting, and like, look, Noah is who he is, right? But when you watch races, you got to watch everything. You can't just watch who wins. You got to watch everything and watch everybody in the way they're moving. And I'll say this, first of all, I think the gap between Noah and Fred in the 100 is way too big for Noah to have made up this fast. That's just my own personal opinion. Now Fred has to look like he looked last year, but I haven't seen anything to make me believe that Fred isn't going to be that guy. So I think that obviously the most difficult part of Noah winning the double is the 100. But see, my Captain Chaos for the whole group is just like, I think there are some people laying in the weeds for an ambush of Noah Lyles who who think that he's gotten a little too chesty in his
Absolutely.
pet event.
Absolutely.
In his pet event. But I'm not gonna name names only because I don't want to, you know, I want to protect the name, protect the innocent, so to speak. But I'll just say, I would be 0% surprised if Mr. Lyles was not the gold medalist in the 200, and that can come from the United States, that can come from Great Britain, and that can come from, where's Tobago from?
I was about to say, listen. Well, you're dancing now. You say you're not going to name names.
I'm being coy. I'm being funny.
Since when is the EP coy? To the LLC family, what the EP just said is that he can see Tobago from Botswana beating Noah Lyles. He can see Arian Knighton beating Noah Lyles, and he can see Zarnell Hughes beating Noah Lyles. That's what he said. Now, whether or not he's going to pick a 1, 2, 3, we'll wait on. But that's what he said.
That's what I said. I'm not going to pick a 1, 2, and 3 because I don't want to put any jinxes, my own personal jinxes, out there in the air for anybody. I'll just say again, the whole idea of putting out there you're going to run 965 and 1910. In most cases, historically, that will be the jinx that causes you not to win either.
I understand that. So let me say,
in football they call that bulletin board material.
Yes.
And you don't put up bulletin board material in track and field unless you are head, shoulders, and feet above everybody. And he's not.
He's definitely not in the 100.
He's not above most of the field in the 100.
Right.
By way of PB.
Right. So I respect what he said. I hope to see it, but the 100-meter part of that is wild. I'm totally okay with defaulting to Fred. I think he's earned that at this point. But Zarnell Hughes is a legitimate problem in the 100-meter dash. Mm-hmm. He really is. I don't think Noah has any chance to be better than third in the 100. Because to the point that was made earlier, Zarnell Hughes is a finisher, a closer. Fred is a finisher, a closer. I don't see how Fred or Zarnell Hughes jumps out on Noah and Noah runs those people down. You know, obviously Christian is there. I would almost take Coleman in for third over Noah, but I've seen Noah perform that feat and run down, Christian. So, I'll give Noah the third. I got Fred 1. I got Zarnell Hughes in a very, very photo finish line close to. I don't believe in the Kenyan. I'm sorry, I don't. The Botswanan kid, if he's running the 100, I'm not sure if he's ready to meet that test. But the 200 is very interesting. I will give deference to the American record holder who has dominated that event for the previous several years. He's earned that. He's definitely the favorite.
He didn't win the Olympic championship, so I'm not gonna call it domination.
Well, fair enough, but I'm talking about over the past 4 to 5 years.
I'm being silly, but because DeGrasse, as people like to call him, Degrassi.
Yes,
might have something to say about that, but Noah's been the most dominant 200-meter guy for like the last 5 or 6 years. So
yeah, and so I will pick him to win it out of respect for what he has done. But I agree I agree in principle, and I agree with those 3 names. If you tell me Arian Knighton wins, not at all shocked. If you tell me Tobago wins, not at all shocked. I don't know if Zarnell can do it. I think he's like a year away at that distance, but he's an issue. But those are the 3. I don't think a challenge comes from anyone outside of those 3. So I'll go America 1, America 2 with Arian, and then I'll take the African for third.
I'll pass on
you ain't
200.
Well, yeah, for sure. Well, it's going to be
a great show for both of them. Yeah. Do you know the next topic? She's there.
Me? No,
Were
I
you
know.
paying
I
attention
said
in the meeting?
no. I was. I was literally looking at the entries again. Sorry. Um,
Well, if I'm not mistaken, what's the next topic, Chu?
I know, but did you guys? I need you to look at your guys' text messages too.
No, we understand
I
that.
did.
Okay, so the next topic,
Okay.
since Chu wasn't paying attention in the production.
No,
meeting.
I do have it. I do have it. It's right here. It's in the chat. You don't see it.
Okay, it's B. We're on B now.
So that leads us into the next. Our text messages lead us into the next topic. There was conversation during COVID, post-COVID, after the announcement of the shifts of championships and what were going to be taking place.
No, you're all over the place.
Why?
That's not the next topic. We're on B.
Wow.
This show is
then
off
it is.
the
Well,
rails.
it's still, the text message is still pertaining. So
I understand. We're on B.
I know.
We're
I
on
got
B,
you.
not C, not D.
So I didn't look at the text, the topic list and the text messages because I was typing them in here. I didn't. It's my bad. So
Okay.
the
First to
topic
chew, come and
is.
chew.
I know. See this. Oh man.
This is
There's
great.
a thing we've been talking about. It's called World Championships, and we talked about how it was going to take. Not we. Let me give credit to where it's supposed to be. From Marburg to Budapest, talked about how the stretch of championships, the span of time, was going to. Special athletes were going to be able to do 5 in a row. I know. I'm getting there. But not
Look,
everybody's been able to. I know not everybody's been able to complete the task because of the high quality performances that were going to be needed. So the topic is, who is not at Worlds?
Oh,
There we go.
Oh my. We have
There we
arrived.
go.
Oh my
There we
goodness.
go.
Look at
Lord
that kettle.
Jesus.
It's so black. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Who's not
Listen.
at Worlds?
We have to tease our illustrious host because usually she's on point, which is why when she's on Planet Chew, it is oh so entertaining. She's not
There
the
were
jet
so
lag
many
one
words.
tonight.
There were
So
so
many
many
words.
words to get to who's
So
not
many
at
words.
Worlds.
Roughing the
So
shoes right now.
so who's not at Worlds?
The one that
And
just
obviously
popped
the
up.
big one. We'll start with Sid, right? I mean, wow, that was.
What's going on in Los Angeles? I mean, Michael Norman just pulled out.
Right.
I
Okay.
don't think anybody's surprised by that one. Michael's been dinged up all year long.
The Michael Norman announcement shouldn't shock anybody, and honestly, I'm glad he made that decision because if you watched Mr. Norman this year, he had no business getting on that plane anyway. So
yeah,
go back to work, get with JS, and come back for Paris. The version of yourself that we all know and love and expect to see. But yeah, I mean that's not a shocker.
I just hope he picks the right event to come back to.
Well, they're gonna work that out, right? But no one's shocked to learn that Michael Norman's not gonna be in Budapest. Sid was one of the headliners that's not going to be there. And to the EP's point, what's going on in Los Angeles? That's been the biggest buzz of the internet, for the past week and a half. Having no direct knowledge, let me attempt to answer what's going on in Los Angeles. What's going on in Los Angeles, people, is Bobby Kersey's doing the job he's been hired to do. Bobby doesn't care about your feelings about who is and is not going to be running in Budapest. Bobby's job is to mold and shape and fine tune the careers of Sydney McLaughlin and Athing Mo, and he's going to do whatever he believes is in their best interest. And if there's anyone who absolutely does not care about the public sentiments of these issues, that would be Bobby Kersey. So get past it, and it is.
Have we gotten any finality one way or the other on the thing, Mo, yet?
As of today, Mo is still in the meet.
Okay.
Right. But if she's not, oh well. Like, Bobby not worried about it.
I mean, listen, we are currently in Europe, and I'm not trying to be funny. The pullout of Nafi Thiam was a bigger story. Here.
On the European side, absolutely is a bigger story.
And so to the point, right? Like, if Europe thinks this is the biggest story, and obviously the rest of us think that, think that Sid's a bigger story, that's a huge problem if both of them are out on the same day.
Yeah.
Like that was
Those
not
either.
the
There were
that was
two
not the
of
headline that
bigger,
Sebco wanted.
right, those are two of the bigger names on the women's side. I mean, I don't think Seb's that bothered by it. I mean, there's so many phenomenally talented women in this meet. Will they be missed? Yeah. Will it be a big deal? Nah. Because there's still going to be some phenomenal performances here.
This sport never stops to take a moment and pause for somebody else's personal problems. It just doesn't happen.
Exactly.
So last year when we were in Eugene, I think we all made the point. I remember definitely I made this point. The World Championships, for me, is a better meet than the Olympics. It is our Super Bowl.
Track meet, yes.
Yes, it is our Super Bowl. And unlike the actual Super Bowl, if you go into the Super Bowl and all of a sudden Patrick Mahomes can't play, it's like, oh man, that sucks. The star power in this sport can handle these exits by these legendary, phenomenal, we absolutely, show-stopping athletes. You want to see Sid. You want to see Nethi Tien. If Mo runs, great. If she doesn't, it's still going to be a phenomenal 800-meter race, whether she's there or not. You know what I mean? So it's like, I get it. And as a fan, you're disappointed that you don't get all your presents at once. But men or women, the star power in this sport is too plentiful to complain for real about who's not going to be there. What event's going to be bad? None of them.
Man, that's a fact.
Yeah. Like that's my sentiments are that, would have loved to have seen Sid compete in these championships and, run 48 low, which is where she was trending towards. Neffy's, she is who she is, right? And she's the star of that event area. But at the end of the day, there is a plethora of other ladies who will just step up. I mean, this is what I always come to the championships and wait for. I wait for the wow, didn't see that coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some things like, okay, Sharika, Shelly Ann, that stuff. Okay, we see that coming, right? But there's always a wow, didn't see that coming. USA winning the women's 4x1 last year. Wow, didn't see that coming. Toby Amusan winning the hurdles. Wow, didn't see that coming, right? So what's that moment this year? What's going to be the moment we go, wow, did not see that coming at all?
So I found, speaking of Toby, I found that news very, very interesting this week. As we all understand it, as of this moment, Toby Amusan's fate on this meet still hangs in the balance, even though Nigeria, a publication in Nigeria, announced that she was cleared and back in, which I found hilarious. Like, how you just gonna say that with no proof of it? So Toby's right now still out.
Right.
And everybody's out for different reasons. Some people are out for injury reasons. Toby's out right now for whereabouts. The young kid in the 100 meters apparently is going to be out for a doping violation. Like there's all kind of things that are out. I'll tell you this: the absence of Sid, since the Americans are very obsessed with that. Let's be clear: the absence of Sid originally is in her primary event, the 400 hurdles, which means it's the bowl show, and I don't really think anybody's going to be remotely close to that. However, if Sid and a thing are out, the women's 4x4's got a hell of a lot more interesting now, didn't it?
We got problems, Lucy. We got problems.
It's a race now.
Listen.
So I have a question for you. Give me your medalists in the women's 400 hurdles.
Oh,
obviously there's Bowl, and who do you got behind it?
It's Bowl by a gap. Like
that's not okay. Okay, hold a second. Give me your three medalists. I asked you for gaps. I asked you for names.
I am rooting for, and I really, really hope that it is Shamir Little's time. Like, she's been grinding. She's been so close. She's missed so many teams. She's here. I think she's ready to go. And I have Shamir getting second. I have the young Jamaican girl, I forgot her name, getting third. With all due respect to Delilah, I think her time has passed. I think her window's closed. And I think if Shamir is ready to go, Shamir beats Delilah. I think it's going to be a dogfight, like 2, 3, 4, 5. I think might be a photo finish. But that's where I'm at with that. And obviously, Anna Cockrell is capable. So, you know, that's where I got Shamir 2 and Jamaica 3.
Okay.
Okay, you're talking about the 400 meters, right?
Hurdles.
400 meter hurdles.
Okay.
I said hurdles. Shoot, bowl. What?
Listen, y'all.
You busted up the Thorpe Cup and just lost all your mind, huh?
Look,
Seriously,
if you look at the pictures online, you can see that they actually gave Chu a beer, and she didn't drink it. She didn't. But I'm thinking the fumes. See, look, that's what she didn't drink it. But I think
It's
the
still
fumes
clean. It's
messed
got
up her
dust in it.
head. Like,
I did clean up a lot of beer.
Listen, you got the entire world thinking that we don't do production meetings and we don't talk about topics before the show.
I was busy
Stay
winning.
on this planet with
Sir
us.
Lucius, who do you have 1, 2, 3 in the 4?
I don't know. I wanted you to predict it. That's why I asked you.
Oh, he'll leave me out on the island by myself. That's all right.
I'll give you mine, and nobody asked me, but I'm gonna say Bowl, Dalila, Shamir.
Okay.
Listen, I'm not gonna ever say that, you know, anybody's ever gonna beat Father Time, but a lot of times what happens with Americans is our demise is faster than it should be because we can't win the gold, so we don't do enough to win silver and the bronze, if that makes any sense. We don't covet those medals as often. I don't think that's Dalila at all.
Yeah.
And I think if Dalila doesn't win either this or Paris, she still wins medals in both. That's my own personal feeling, because I don't think she's the type that isn't gonna do everything that she ever did to break world records and win gold medals. And I think she's gonna do those very same things. And I think 95% of great is still really damn good, and it's probably good enough and savvy enough to beat most everybody else. She's not beating Bowl.
No.
But that's okay.
Does Bowl get under the 51-second barrier?
No.
Lucius.
So you say that with such no way.
Confidence.
Like,
Well, I mean,
I was going to the moon tomorrow. No.
I had to.
She's very capable of running.
I didn't say she, but that's not what he asked me.
Okay.
He said, "Does she?"
Okay.
And I said, "No."
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so I'm gonna say yes, she does.
Okay.
She's gonna run 50-80 something.
Okay.
50-80 something.
I had her 95. I think she just gets under it. I think so.
So how fast does the Viking run, and does he win?
I think he absolutely does win. I think he runs 45 again. Yeah.
He's gonna run fast. I don't think he's gonna run 45 again, but I do think he's gonna run really, really fast.
I'm not sure he's not gonna run 45 again, but he could, because he is who he is. But man, Rye, come on, dog.
Listen,
So,
you know I'm rooting for Rye. You know,
yeah,
I'm
we
rooting
all
for
are.
Rye.
We all are. That's our guy, Rye.
Dude,
He's our
man,
guy. Come on, Rye. Let's go.
I just, at some point in time, this is what happens, right? When you're the second fastest person ever, like that bolsters you and makes you feel a certain way for a certain amount of time. But the more time that goes away from that, and the more times the guy that beats you keeps running times comparable to your best ever, you start to feel less and less confident about ever beating that dude. So at some point in time, like, Rye's got to do. He's not bad. I know. It's just not what I'm saying.
Hold on a second. Didn't we just watch Rye run 46.6 and look really easy doing it at our trial?
Yep, absolutely. Yes, we did.
All right. So I'm from the other end of this. Like, I don't think Rye goes to the line thinking he can't beat the Viking. I really believe in Rye's
Oh no,
mind.
he absolutely
Joanna's
believes he can beat
mind.
him.
Quincy's mind, whoever's
Sure.
in this mix, they all believe they can beat him. And it's just going to happen. It's like the bully. At some point in time, you just got to close your eyes and swing your ass off until he goes down. So when does Rye decide he's going to chop down the tree is what it comes down to. That's all it comes down to.
There's an article. I don't think it's an American article. I can't remember. I definitely saw it a couple days ago, where basically Rye was giving some legitimate insight, which athletes rarely do, which I as a fan appreciated. Some legitimate insight on his mentality of how he's going to beat the Viking, right? And he made it abundantly clear that the way Warholm runs the race, people let him get too far away and you can't run him down in the end. So the key is to be ahead of him or even with him at 200. And Rye believes that he's going to be strong enough to pull it off. He legitimately believes that. Now, if he can somehow be ahead of the Viking at 200 meters, that's great.
You see, and I don't think it requires being ahead, but you can't be 10 meters back, right? That's the problem. Like, because if he's ahead of him, that's going to cause a problem because the dude goes out really fast. Right.
But and not to get lost in the weeds and all of this, from my point of view in this particular conversation, which we've done on the show before, it's not necessarily for me. It's not are you ahead or are you gaps behind. It's how you're doing it. Because again, from a 400-meter perspective, we would never ask an athlete of this caliber to purposely slow yourself down in the first 200 meters. If Rye has figured out a way to execute his 13 steps without purposely slowing himself down to fit it in, and he can be in the mix at 200, it's a different story. Or he can 12 his way to it. I don't know, but that's what he believes, and that's what he said. And I know wholeheartedly they believe that they can win the race. I'm picking Karsten.
Yeah, that sounds like a segue into our next topic, Coach Big League.
See,
I know, and I was setting it all up.
You weren't. You absolutely
I really was, because we talked about how many people were going to be able to do the 5 in a row. So who do we still have that can qualify to get the 5 in a row from the championships being reshaped?
So we're talking about medaling 5 in a row? Is that what we're talking about here?
No. Winning.
The initial conversation was who was going to be able to win all 5.
Not a whole lot of people left.
There ain't a whole lot of people left. And most of them are field eventers.
I would say outside of Mondo.
Krauser.
Mondo, Krauser, and Rojas are all field eventers for sure.
Right.
There's somebody on the track that hasn't lost. And I mean Sid, but she's not running. But there's somebody a thing for one.
A thing, yeah. Shelly Ann can't.
Shelly Ann.
She lost. No,
right.
she
lost
lost
last year.
She lost in Tokyo.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, is Faith win the 1500 both times?
I don't know that one.
Didn't Hassan win the 15?
She's won it for sure. I don't know if she won it in Tokyo, and she definitely didn't win it in Eugene.
I thought Hassan won it in Tokyo.
She very well
didn't she try the triple? Didn't she do like the 15, 5 in the marathon?
She lost one of them.
So,
Chew, look that up.
Yeah.
We don't have the governor with his quick internets tonight.
I know.
Well, while we're waiting on that, Mondo's not gonna lose, so he can pull off the 5 for 5. And Rojas ain't gonna lose, so she can pull off the 5 for 5. Is Krauser still in the mix?
Yeah.
Okay, then he ain't gonna lose. So those 3, yes.
See, but the issue, and we talked about this when we first started talking about this, because it's 5 years in a row, you can get something like Sid. Sid's not going to lose.
Sure.
See, for me, when we talked about the 5 in a row, it was more like See, I think it's a great accomplishment if you can medal 5 years in a row. That, like,
Oh,
winning
listen,
is a whole nother can of worms.
if
So,
you
I mean,
medal in all five,
to
you are one of the greatest athletes
take,
ever to do the sport.
yeah.
Well,
So,
not
so
right.
I think that for me, that's more of an issue that even winning all five. I mean, winning all five is phenomenal. But
Well,
I think
it's a better
and
discussion.
obviously, and exactly, and there's a whole lot of there's a much greater pool of people that can medal 5 in a row right now than
I mean,
so
Noah's in that
conversation.
group now.
Noah's
Yeah.
in that group. Grant's in the group. Fred's in the group.
Yeah.
That.
Kenny
Yeah,
Bednaric's still in the group.
Kenny
Yes.
Bednarik is still in the
Yes,
group.
he is.
Kung Fu. Yeah.
God, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people still in there.
I mean, I need the youngsters to do some Googling so they can understand. Because we are blessed enough to have 5 championships in 5 years, this is even possible. Because in most scenarios, winning medals in 5 straight global championships requires many more years. Right? And it just, all of this is very intriguing and interesting because
Isn't it just one more year?
It's 2 years, isn't it? Well, I guess it depends on which one you win first. I guess it depends on which one you win first.
Yeah, we just lost 20. So then this case would have been 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. It was just the 1 year. We don't get that 1 year break.
So we wouldn't. So 22 is that last year was the issue because it would have been 19, 20, 21, 23, 24. So yeah, it is only one more year, but I think that 1 year makes a big difference.
Yeah, it will.
But it's interesting. I think all of this is a lot of fun. Because Sir Lucius said it when we first had the conversation. The best coaches in the world are gonna plan and figure it out. And if you look at the people who are even in the conversation of medaling in all 5, and just for the record, folks, we're only halfway. 23 is number 3. So we still got 2 more years of this. But if you look at the people who are in the mix for this, they're all coached by people of pretty high level ilk.
So if I'm reading this correctly, Faith won the 15 at the Olympics and then the 5K at Worlds, and then is competing 5K this year, if I'm reading it correctly.
She's not doing the 15 this year?
I didn't see her.
So wait, you said that someone other than Faith won the Tokyo 1500.
Correct.
Okay, so then she can't do 5 in a row, but she medaled. She's one of the ones that can obviously medal.
So Faith
won the 15, and I think. Okay, so Faith won the 15 in Tokyo.
She's in the 15 and the 5, or just the 15? I think she's doubling this year. I mean, I don't know why she wouldn't. But.
I mean, she raced the qualifier. She is running the 5K as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
wait.
She didn't
we are
contest the 15 last year. Wait, 21, 22.
I'm so confused right now.
She did not do the
Who are you talking about?
Faith Kipyegon.
Faith Kipyegon did win the 1500 in Tokyo. That's what you're saying.
Yes, but she didn't race the 1500 in 22. She ran the 5.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm gonna give it to her.
Oh, wait.
Oh, here we go. If Faith wins gold medals in 5 straight, I don't care what events they're in.
This is weird.
It's not weird. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at her winning streaks, but it's labeled as the 5K, but it's definitely a 15 time. So I'm confused.
Girl, all you had to do is go to her World Athletics profile.
I know. No, that's what I'm on.
That's where she is.
Yeah,
okay.
And I went down to her winning streaks. That way I thought it would make it a little bit easier to read, but it's not categorized the way I thought it would be. So
She
she could do
Faith
it.
won the world championships in the 1500 last year in Eugene. She absolutely won it.
Correct. But she
And she
didn't
won it,
win
and
it.
she won it in Tokyo as well. So
Yeah, so in the
Faith can win
15, she
5x5.
can be up there,
Okay.
but not in the 5K.
Now I figured that out in 30 seconds. I don't know what you're doing over there.
I'm scrolling and going back and forth.
Listen,
I was
Today
comparing
is not-
names while you're talking.
today, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna do. Coach 30 is gonna do a thing on Chew. Coach 30 is gonna be. Yeah, if you follow the internet, he was amazing. He's
That's
gonna do a film study with Chew. Now look at Davis.
All right. Now what is next?
That's it. We actually made it through the
Hot
That's
seat.
not it.
Hot seat is next. Who's on
Yes.
the seat?
No, I know.
Would you
I know
rather?
topics.
And
Would you
this
rather?
chew is would you rather tonight?
Oh shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
this
Go.
is-
Hey, wow, wow, why are we cussing?
This
Is that what
this
we're
is the
doing?
greatest show
It's gonna be
ever.
great.
This is the greatest show. We're gonna have
Look,
so many
I'm
comments.
going deep now. See, wow. I'm
Oh,
gonna start
God.
off. I'm gonna start off easy. Would you rather a cat or a dog?
Neither, but a dog.
Okay.
A dog.
She said dog. She said
Okay. Okay. Would you rather be 20 forever or 30 forever?
That's a good question.
So, okay, wait. In my life or just numerically? Because there's a
Jesus.
difference.
In your
There's
life.
literally- I have to know in my life.
What do you mean?
Because my
She
circumstances.
means in principle.
It can't.
or
Hold on
reality
a
of her
second. Hold on a
life.
second. It can't be nobody but you. Would you rather be 20 or 30? Now, would you rather be Chuck at 20? Would you rather be
True,
Chris at
I
20?
understood
Would
the
you?
nuance that
No,
you
no,
were
second.
Thank you.
You stop it. Would you rather be Marissa and Big League Chew at 20 or 30?
20.
End of the freaking discussion.
20.
Are you kidding me right now?
No, that one, it's a sticky one. It's a sticky one. 20.
For
20 is the
you,
answer. It is.
okay. Talk show host,
Oof.
runway model.
Oh, talk show host.
You sure?
Yeah, because then I can eat whatever I want. I can't eat whatever
Okay.
I want if I'm a runway model.
Okay. Would you rather talk on the phone every night with a significant other or text every night?
Text.
Okay. Two more. Flowers or chocolate as a gift?
Flowers.
Would you?
See,
Would
that's not
you-
fair. You're already laughing. I don't know if
Would
I
you
can answer
rather
this
be
one.
poor and in love or rich and alone?
Rich and alone?
Who says that?
Me.
What sort of heartless savage says that? Jesus.
All right, gentlemen, the floor is yours.
I don't even know how to
God.
follow that nonsense.
Oh man.
Jeez.
Would you rather be on LLC right now or asleep?
Asleep. That's easy.
I mean, that is obvious.
Oh gosh.
You would have thought that she just flew for 37 hours. This
So,
woman has
okay.
been in Germany
Don't
for a
expand.
week.
Sure, we trying to get you out of the chair. Don't expand on it.
It's
We're trying to
really
get you out of
easily
here.
explained.
Go ahead, explain it.
We went canoeing yesterday, and though I did not row for very long, I had to sit in a position to get out of everybody else's way with an oar. As soon as we walked out of the canoe, I was dead tired. Literally, like so confused, tired. Like I had rowed that whole entire the lawn by myself. I didn't. I just held it
Canoeing
very.
sounds
The key
exhausting.
See, the key phrase here is when I got out, I was totally confused.
I was. I said, "Are we in Frankfurt?"
Yeah, that was the key because you were definitely confused, and it has continued
Oh
on.
God, it has.
We
The
shall pray for
hangover
you.
is real.
We shall. What do you got there, EP?
My brain
Okay,
is
I
locked
got you.
up
I
right
got
now.
you, EP. I got you. I got you.
Okay.
We are going to close the evening with a universal heartbeat props from the mouth and brain directly of our EP. The floor is yours, sir. Do us proud.
Well, I've seen several memes. There's a couple people I follow that have put out some very funny stories about the demise of what was once the Pac-6, Pac-8, Pac-10, Pac-12, now down to the sort of
Four-pack.
Pac. Now it's down to the sort of four-pack, not really. Maybe we'll call them the ACC addendum. Listen, it is very unfortunate when a conference so ridiculously rich in tradition and championships that it is literally deemed the Conference of Champions has the world sitting on a platter. 2 years ago, when Oklahoma and Texas decide we're chucking up the deuces to the Big 12. Clearly, the Big 12 is in a position of weakness. You're losing the two strongest teams in your conference, the two biggest national brands. If you are the Pac-12, if you play poker, you act like the big stack. You take the money, you push people around, you do what you do. They farted it around and let other people get involved. Everybody completely, mistook the Big Ten's kindness for weakness. And then the Big Ten decided to actually start using the $68 million a year that they give everybody in their conference with the terrible football coverage. And it's like, you know what? We're going to start buying some teams. And just went straight for the Pac-10's jugular. Started off taking the Pac-10's heartbeat. No schools in LA. Giant problem. Not a death knell. Not a death knell. Because the Pac-10, again, still is in a position of strength at this point. But you got to realize you're leaking oil. You got to realize you got a nail in your tire. And you got to sit down, get serious, get the car back right, and go start taking some teams. No? Oh, all right. And then it continued to hemorrhage. Prime came to Colorado. He left the whole Pac-10 like, listen, the Pac-10 is not a thing without Colorado because obviously I bring the mail at this point. So then he decides to leave. And he left, in all honesty, I think because Arizona schools were talking smack about whether he should or shouldn't leave. So he left. And now the Arizona schools are going to the Big 12 too. So the unfortunate part is, yep. So the ACC is going to just pick up the scraps and turn off the lights and take Cal and Stanford, who will go back to their illustrious educational high ground in a conference that wants to consider themselves an academic conference. And they're going to take, by the way, the two redheaded stepchildren in Oregon State and Washington State, because where else they going to go? And there will be no more Pac anything. And that is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's like watching.
That was a very big block you just walked around.
It's like watching Eminem lose a rap battle to Bismarcky. Like this, it's like there's no way this could happen. At the beginning, listen, 2 years ago, if I had told you that the Pac-12 was going to be the one of the Power Five conferences to be no longer, you would have bet me everything on this planet. And that's why I'm saying, like, this is not a fumbling of a bag. Like, this is arrogance. This happened because of complete and utter arrogance, as if the Rocky Mountains were still a legitimate barrier.
leadership requires vision and only so much arrogance. There was no vision here, and there hasn't been for a really long time, and 100% arrogance. And now it's over. And it's as a West Coast kid, not a Pac whatever alumni. I went to UCLA. I'm an SEC alumni, but I'm a West Coast kid, and it's sad at some level to watch, but my petty takes over, and you got what you deserved.
Yeah. Yeah. Did
we see the thing put out by Chip Kelly? Chip's at UCLA,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I saw that.
The split of the divisions, 64 power 5, 64, no conferences. They pay for their championship. I mean, but like let's be real. Like I know it sounds like some people that are totally against it, but it already exists in football anyway. Right. So I'm not sure like when you talk about the FCS or whatever it is, but then the other thing is now he's talking about a separation of the Power 5 and the Group of 5. So the Power 5 would pay for a championship, and the Group of 5 would pay for a championship.
Well, listen, that's always been the big picture move that the P5 wants. I mean, they've been working towards that for a long time. If you would have said if someone other than Chip Kelly would have came out with an idea like he proposed a couple of years ago, I'm cool with that as a principle, but it's too late for that now. Like, you're not gonna untie all these things that have just now been tied in, and TV.
Well, see, you don't have to untie them because they're all Power 5 still. You just have to kick out some of the group because the thing is, you don't have to kick anybody out because everybody that's in those situations are all now part of the Power 5.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm just saying that I just thought it was interesting.
There are almost no Group of 5 schools left who will get elevated to Power 5. There are almost none. There aren't even 3 that are left. Right? Memphis probably has a chance. San Diego State, if they can stop fumbling the bag, probably has a chance, but not anymore, because San Diego State's chance was to join the Pac-12. That's not going to be a conference anymore. So at the end of the day, like, listen, the truth of the matter is this: you were a D2 national championship coach. Would it not be better to be the D2 national champion than 17th at the Division I?
Absolutely.
So if you got a Power 5 national championship, and you have a Group of 5 national championship, and you have an FCS national championship, like, isn't that what we live in now? Trophy culture? Like, I don't get why the Group of 5 schools are even fighting this.
Listen, I'm not necessarily against it. I just think it's too late to go down that path. I will see y'all in Budapest. I got to run. I got an issue.
Okay.
Peace.
Uh-oh.
Listen, we're all going to wish Clyde luck.
Yeah. Oof.
Yep.
That was scary. Well.
Yeah, let's hear this, Chew.
Hear what?
You're going to close the show,
baby
so
girl.
It's just going to be good.
See? You already did a heartbeat prop, though. There's no close
exactly.
The
After heartbeat props, you
Pac-12.
close the show.
I know, but I thought you meant like another, like, I don't know. Anyways, international shows are the best. They really are.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Anyhow, next week will be even more entertaining because all but one tile will be international. And I can't guarantee you where my head's going to be at that point. Physically, it'll be in Budapest, but whether it's going to be in Buda or
in theory,
Pest,
we were going to try to be in the same place.
Yeah, then someone's got to bring a microphone. But yes.
I mean, they sell those in Budapest, so
oh my
it could
gosh.
happen.
Anyways, well,
production meeting's over. We should be talking about this on the show.
Oh.
Anyways, well, as we get started with the festivities sooner than later here, safe travels to those of you who are still making your way out. those you across the ocean. Let's have some fun. So Lucius, we hope you transition well with the time change.
Oh yeah, good one good night's sleep and then rock and roll. I'm good.
Man. Alrighty. Well, we physically will see you in a few days, but we will see
Absolutely.
everybody else on the screen in a little bit longer than that. So have a good one, guys. Bye.